Hi there, welcome back to David at Go to Hobbies. Right, truck driving. Now, we don't always like to talk about it, but it's one of those things you need to be aware of, and that is your bodily functions. What am I talking about? In excuse my language, but in basic terms, when you need crap, right, or you need a piss. The times I used to piss in a bottle, yeah, or a empty one, right? But there is a lesson to be learnt, and that is don't piss in one of these and drink it by mistake. Yes, it's not good. It doesn't taste very nice, I can assure you. So you need to make sure if you've got two bottles, yeah, don't drink out the one you pissed in because it won't be very nice and tasteful. That out of the way, I'll show you what I do. So bear with me. Okay, my wife bought me one of these, right? And you could use it for as like what you class as a bed toilet, yeah. But I tell you what, it has saved my bacon more than once because what is the point of getting up in the middle of the night, opening the door, pissing out the door, the wind's blowing, the piss blows back on you, and all you got is covered in piss. It's not very nice, is it? Or you piss in a bottle, yeah, and you miss fire and it goes all over the floor, and then you think to yourself, "Oh my God, pardon me." And what do? Buy yourself a proper wee wee bottle. That's as simple as it is, right? It's not rocket science, yeah? I can tell you, I have pissed in more bottles, right? Because they were easy to use. But when you miss fire, right, that is the embarrassing point where you're pissing all over the floor or down your leg, yeah? Because someone's gone past in a truck and it's gone like that, and it's not gone down in the bottle, it's gone all over your leg. And it's not much fun. I'll tell you now, it's not very good. So when you piss, make sure you get one of these, yeah? It's so much easier. It'll save you a lot of bother. And another little tip. Get yourself a little spray bottle, water down disinfectant, and at the end of the night or the day or whenever, if you're on days or nights, tip it out, spray the bottle, have a cloth, wipe it over, and stick it back in the bucket. Right? Let me just show you what I do. Bear with. There's my two buckets. That's my rubbish bag. Okay. That cloth on the seat there is what I wipe it down my water. The yellow one is for washing my hands in. It's got clean water in. Let me just show you. There we go. Nice clean water in there for washing my hands in. The black bucket is for number twos because that is my toilet. And what do I do? How do I use a toilet? Okay. Right. You take all this away around here. You put the bucket on the floor. You put a bin bag inside the bucket. And that's your toilet. You sit on it. As simple as that. Bin bags. Just normal refuge sacks. Right? Basically, line the bucket with it. Sit on it. Do your number twos. Toilet paper, obviously, you need. And somewhere to wash your hands afterwards. So you have everything ready. Your soap and everything. And your towels. Yeah? And that's how you... When you're stuck middle of nowhere, how else are you going to use a toilet? There ain't a toilet. You don't want to go underneath the trailer, right? It's very uncouth. And why go outside? Yeah, it'll smell for 2 or 3 minutes once you've bagged it up. And then once you've bagged it up, squeeze all the air out. Don't be a dick and leave it full of air, right? Squeeze all the air out, right? Seal it all up, put 2 knots in it, stick another black bag, stick it inside another black bag, push it down, right? Because it's sealed in a bag, you're not going to put your fingers in it, are you? And then push it down in the bag, and twist it round and round and round, then knot it up again, right? Then stick it in another bag, right, and seal that one up. So you've got 3 bags. But what I normally do, if I've had to have a dump, I'll bag it up and put it in this bag, seal this bag up, and then I'll dump it in the morning. Alright? That's how I deal with going away in a truck all week. If I need to go toilet, I've got clean water to wash my hands in, I've got a bucket. This is basically a comfort toilet. Where else, if you can't stop in the services, alright? If you can't stop in the services, where are you going to go toilet? There's nowhere. There's no facilities you could just stop a truck and park in a garage. The garages won't get an Arctic in. So you got to be sensible. You got to, think about taking enough toilet rolls with you, taking hand gel with you, taking soap with you, taking a flannel, taking clothes with you. Everything you need to take with you through truck driving. It's about having everything you need, because this is your home, right? One thing I'm rather fussy about in my cab, and that is I don't bring my work boots in because they are dirty, right? When I finish my work outside, my boots stay in on the top step. I've got a pair of Crocs inside, and my floor is clean. Let me just show you. As you can see, it's clean down there. I've even put a puppy pad on my seat because obviously when I have dirty trousers on, I don't want to dirty the seat. Yeah, I am fussy. It's because it's my home. And, puppy pads down here. It's about keeping my cab clean. Keeping my home where I'm living for the week nice and clean and tidy. But what it boils down to is what you put into this, you'll get out of it. So if you're a dirty Arab, you're going to end up with a very smelly cab. Your bedding's going to stink because you haven't washed yourself. But that's not my problem. That's your problem. And how you deal with yourself and how you look after yourself. I will wash every single night before going to bed. I will not get into bed without washing. That's just David's way. I will clean my teeth. I'll make sure, I've got plenty of water for the week, toilet rolls, kitchen paper, everything I need. I've got a first aid kit in here. So it's, if you're doing nights away, you've got to make sure you've got everything that you need, because if you don't, it's a small little problem that can turn into a big one. So even a wee bottle, as I was saying. And if you need to go to number 2s, shit, yeah? Excuse my language, but it's one of those things you've got to be prepared for. And the easiest way to deal with it is you take 2 buckets with you. One for washing in, one for pooing in. Obviously you don't poo in the bucket. What you do, you put a bin bag in it and bag it up afterwards. But make sure you wash your hands, because you don't want to end up with rotten guts, do you? So there you go. Hopefully this will help you to understand the nitty gritty and the not so pleasant task of spending nights away with no toilet. When I first started, I really didn't know how truck drivers used to go away and they didn't have a toilet. And now I found out And I suppose in one respect it's something I come up with myself, but a lot of old truck drivers probably realise what they need to take with them, and stuff like that. But if you're new to this sort of thing, truck driving, and you want some tips and stuff like that, and how to get out of situations, I can point in the right direction. But really, it's not for me, it's for you to ask me what you need to know. I've been doing it 41 years, so I think I know just a little bit. And I'm not being big-headed or anything like that, but it's how you manage your attitude. And a lot of drivers, the biggest problem with them drivers is their attitudes lets them down. I suppose I'm rather old school, and I don't think there's many like me, which is a shame, because I feel that proper HGV drivers and the dedication and the skill, how do I put it? It inspired me to see the professionalism of some drivers, and I wanted to be like that. I wanted to make sure I was better or as good as them drivers, because it takes a lot. And I'm sorry to say, but a lot of HGV drivers don't have it. They just don't have a clue how to keep themselves clean, how to organise their cab, how to do customers, how to work with deliveries, how to work with your company, how to make sure you do your vehicle checks. And a lot of the problem is, I can't be asked. That is the whole attitude of nowadays of a truck driver. I can't be asked. Unfortunately, I'm not one of those. I don't have a can't be asked attitude, because I don't do ill. I'm old school. If I'm ill, I'll go work. Who's going to put the food on the table? Who's going to pay the bills? No one else. Down to me. And that's what's the difference between dedication, hard work, and putting your family first. Because at the end of the day, you are the person that's watching this video who's responsible. And if you pick anything out from this video, and that is, just do things that are right. You know, use common sense. If you know something's wrong, don't do it. Simple, isn't it? Okay, I think I've talked too much, but thank you for watching. Any questions, leave them down below. And thank you for watching. Last thing, please consider subscribing, because it puts this type of video in front of people like you that are interested in this subject. So take care, everyone. Thank you. Bye for now.